What's going on, guys? What's going on? I am Jaye the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Marcellus Wiley. He is being accused of the unthinkable. He's being accused of assault by a woman that went to the same university he went to back in the early 90s. The incident reportedly happened in 1994. There was a woman there who I believe said that she was a freshman, I believe at the time, and that he forced himself on her and took her virginity. She was a virgin at the time. And this happened while he was at Columbia University. I'm going to say this, and I want people to understand these are all allegations, but this story came out of nowhere. When I first saw the headline, because at first, when I first saw the headline, they did not have his picture. They only said ex-NFL star, ex-ESPN, host, right? So I'm assuming that it's probably somebody I've probably already spoken about. But it was Marcellus Wiley. Marcellus Wiley. A man who, he had a decent NFL career. He played for some time, right? Then he transitioned into TV, and he's been doing that pretty much ever since. He's now been doing his own podcast. I actually went and did a little bit of research on his channel. He hasn't posted from what I saw, a new podcast episode in about 7 or 8 days. So maybe it's the holidays, he's taking time off. But he's probably known about this allegation for happening, because when something like this happens publicly, the person who's being sued probably knows it's going to happen. Now, again, just like I said with the Diddy situation, even though he settled that within 24 hours, and we all make of it as what we see it as, right? I believe she's now suing him years later, right? Almost 29 years later, he's being sued. This man is married. He has a wife. He has young children. As a matter of fact, his wife, Anne Marie, is supposedly going to be a part of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 13. So now you have this situation that is going on with Marcellus and him being accused of the unthinkable. The absolutely unthinkable, the unbelievable. And again, we don't know these people. We don't know these people. We don't know who these people are. We see them and we gain and we sort of observe and we say, you know what? I think that's a cool person. If you were not to know that Marcellus Wiley had done anything except do TV, you knew he was in the NFL, right? You see him, he has this foundation. He seems like a family man. He's made a lot of good points. Marcellus Wiley has went on TV and he said a lot of different things that have angered people because they were right. He were right in what he was saying. He's going against the lamestream media narrative on different occasions, which is why he's doing his own thing now. But 29 years ago when he was at Columbia, because this is him when he was at Columbia, he could have been engaging in certain behaviors that we don't know about. This guy went from being on the West Coast from California, I believe he's from Compton, all the way to Columbia University, a prestigious college, right? An Ivy League college. He's basically a fish out of water, but he excelled there. And he excelled by getting to the NFL. And now he's being sued. The alleged demons of his past have come back to haunt him. Even though he's done so much to be the man he is today. But you got to understand, people change. And again, I'm not going either way. When these situations happen, I go by the information and the evidence. We don't have all the information. We don't have all the evidence. We're going off of an accusation. So let's get into this article from The Messenger. It says Marcellus Wiley, former NFL defensive end, on the Buffalo Bills and the San Diego Chargers, has been accused of the unthinkable. And from his days at Columbia University, according to a lawsuit obtained by the Messenger's Ben Feuerhard, I think that's how you pronounce the name, Feuerhard. The lawsuit was filed on Tuesday in the final days of the Adult Survivors Act, which created a year-long period to file allegations of assault outside of the typical statute of limitations. The act expires November 24th, just after Thanksgiving. In the lawsuit, the plaintiff alleged that Wiley assaulted her in her dorm room at Columbia University in the fall of 1994, when he was a tailback and defensive end at Columbia University football team. The lawsuit also accuses Columbia University administrators of being deceitful and insensitive in their investigation, saying that they were repeatedly dismissive of the assault and expressed fondness for Wiley. This thing happens. You know, if somebody's good at what they do, people will overlook the things that they, have done. Again, why didn't this come up during his NFL evaluations? I had never heard of him being accused of anything. I have never heard of Marcellus being accused of anything, ever. Even by people that don't like Marcellus. You never heard this come up. But we are talking about the 90s, and we are talking about how, maybe things were swept under the rug. I don't know. But again, this is what's being reported. So we have to go at what's being reported on this. Again, I want to tell people these are allegations that are being made 29 years later. The lawsuit alleged that the administrators attempted to imply that the plaintiff had misinterpreted the situation because she was not from America. Additionally, after reporting Wiley, the plaintiff and the friend who encouraged her to report allegedly began receiving phone calls where the caller would breathe heavily before hanging up. The plaintiff informed the assistant director of security at Columbia, who allegedly spoke to Wiley. The phone call stopped soon after. Wiley was suspended and put on academic probation as punishment for the alleged incident. According to the lawsuit, the plaintiff later learned about multiple complaints of alleged incidences against Wiley beginning in the fall of 1993 when Wiley was a freshman. Complaints also alleged continued after the plaintiff was assaulted. The lawsuit noted another student who reported Wiley for an alleged incident, but was allegedly told by an administrator that the administrator would not tell Wiley about the allegation until after an upcoming game against Princeton. You got to get geared. Listen, you got to prioritize the football over the allegations. After the game, the suit alleges the administrator said that she would not participate in derailing a good black man's NFL chances, per the suit. Now that is interesting because all you hear is that people want to destroy black men. But here you got the administrator telling this person making this allegation that they don't want to derail a good black man's NFL chances. That's a very interesting line to say in 1994. In 1994. That's something that you would see nowadays. You would see people saying, a good black man this or good. That's not something that you would normally hear someone say in 94, especially at Columbia University. Why would they care about a black man's chances? This line just kind of stands out to me. I don't know why. Per the suit, the student who reported the alleged incident was also black. Following his time at Columbia, Wiley was selected in the second round of the 1997 NFL draft by the Bills, playing in the NFL for 10 seasons. After his final season in 2006, he worked as host for ESPN until 2018, when he joined co-host of Speak for Yourself on FS1. The lawsuit also alleges that Wiley was nominated for an alumni award several years after the plaintiff had graduated. The plaintiff, who by then worked at the school, objected to the award, and the school switched course allegedly to avoid negative press. With the lawsuit, Wiley will be summoned to respond to the complaint and may have to appear in court in New York. According to the address on the lawsuit, Wiley currently resides in Encino, California. They trying to make him out to seem like he was a predator at Columbia. They really out to make Marcellus look like he was just preying on the women out there at Columbia. Listen, these are allegations. I'm just going by the information that I have. Marcellus has not spoken out. When he does, which he should very soon. You can't ignore this. I will speak on that, but this is not good. And let me tell you why this isn't good. Because the woman got a job at Columbia, the same university that didn't help her. So, I mean, that looks weird. How, you know, these administrators at this university didn't help you in your time of need, but you get a job there. Now that's kind of interesting too, because if her experience was so bad, why do you get a job at that same particular place? But also the fact that they were going to give him an award, but they didn't. They changed, according to the article, they changed course because they did not want to get any negative press. That's not a good sign either. That lets me know that they are aware of these allegations, and they're like, man, we can't give him no award. What about them allegations from the 90s? You know, so that's not good either. That's not good either. Okay. So Marcellus and his legal team is definitely going to have to respond to this, because they're making it seem like he was just out here preying on these chicks at Columbia. Now, again, as I told y'all at the beginning of the video, Marcellus was basically a fish out of water. He was from California. He was used to a different environment. And then he gets to Columbia University and he sort of has to mesh into that environment. And we don't know what type of person he was at the time to who he is now. So anything is possible. I don't put nothing past nobody. But we're going to need more information. We're going to need more evidence, as I've told y'all before. And Marcellus is going to have to fight. Okay? Don't do like Diddy and pay her off. You're going to have to fight this. Because if you pay her off, you're going to be seen as being guilty. You're going to have to fight back. Now, he has his own platform. He's not in risk of being canceled. But he's built something for himself, and it can still be torn down if he makes the wrong moves, because Marcellus has to understand that your reputation is everything. And once you're accused of something, you have to fight like hell to prove to people that that particular situation isn't true. So we'll see what happens. I will definitely see what happens, and I will make a response once he speaks out. Okay. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on X. Follow me on Facebook, X, Instagram. Follow me on Patreon as well, where I have extended videos that I don't show on YouTube. And I'll see y'all next one.